What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up and Chat. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Twitter, TikTok, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos, hit that notification bell. About to subscribe. We're going to get updated content. Let's get it popping. All right, y'all know the drill. First of all, I want to give a happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there. Everybody with mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day, special day for me as well. You guys know how I feel about, the women out here, holding it down for their kids, the wives holding it down for their kids. Respect to all the mothers. And like I said, go and hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? You know what the drill. Give respect. Respect is due. Wipe your feet before you enter the house. Hit that like and subscribe button. But we're going to get it going. You guys read the title right. Let me put this up here. Morant is doubtful. Y'all heard I said doubtful for game 4 against the Golden State Warriors tomorrow night in the Bay. I just came across this story like literally 15 minutes ago by ESPN reporter Shams Chrisma. You guys not know Shams Chrisma. He's one of the biggest ESPN reporters when it comes to the NBA. Up there with Adrian Wojnarowski, Chris Broussard, Chris Haynes, those type of guys. Shams Chrisma is in that same group of company, but yeah, the Warriors beat the brakes off the Memphis Grizzlies 112-142, which really I expected because I didn't expect the Warriors to shoot as bad as they did those first 2 games in Memphis. I thought myself they should be up 3-0 right now. It shouldn't even be 2-1. And from what I'm seeing, this is big news, of course, because you got the best player on Memphis who's going to be out. Most likely, I think he's undoubtful, or he's doubtful for game 4. And look, let's just get it out the way, man. Golden State's a better team than Memphis. I think we all know that, which is weird because, like I mentioned last night, Memphis is the higher seed. You know what I'm saying? Memphis is the higher seed. Golden State is the 3rd. Memphis is number 2. But again, you wouldn't notice that by watching the games, as well as you wouldn't know that, as well as what's been happening. What up, BJ? I'm sorry, but Jordan Poole did a dirty move to Morant. We're going to talk about all that play for Keith. Appreciate the comment. Here's the thing. The big news wasn't the one-sided victory by Golden State. It was, of course, what happened to Ja in the 4th quarter. And when I saw the play, saw him limping, I was a little confused because he was at the line. He walked to the line, shot the free throw. He looked fine, and then he crouched down to his knees, to the point where he's kind of act like he couldn't get back up. So I didn't know what had happened, so I kind of, saw him limping to the bench, and then they said, Ja's, done for the night, which made sense because they were getting mollywopped. But you had a lot of people really kind of trying to figure out, is Ja going to be good? Is he going to be out for the series? I was on Mookie's channel last night, and of course he talked about it. He was saying basically it was a dirty move by Jordan Poole, and he should be suspended, and pretty much just saying Golden State was a dirty team. They got lucky again, right? So this is where we at right now with the Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja is doubtful for game 4. So what does that mean, them being down 2-1 with a game tomorrow? If Ja Morant cannot go, how does this affect the Grizzlies? Well, here's the thing. Memphis already wounded. They're already wounded dealing with the absence of their defender and Dylan Brooks. He'll be back tomorrow, but they're already wounded. They don't need more injuries. Desmond Bane's dealing with a back issue that's been going on all series. You know what I'm saying? So we don't need more bad news out the Memphis Grizzlies locker room. You're down 2-1. You're in need for a desperation win. In need of a desperation win in Golden State, which is already hard as hell to do, is win a game. They've done it before, but this is a different beast. You got Klay Thompson in the back. You got other pieces such as Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, who played well last night, Andrew Wiggins. Um, and of course, when Steph and them are shooting the ball well, Warriors are damn near like a super team, even without KD. So I look at this matchup between these two, and I just say to myself, even with the wounded, even with a wounded Golden State Warriors team, Memphis just has no shot. So you're already outmatched, you're already hurt, you're vulnerable, you're young, you're inexperienced. So everything that could go wrong did go wrong with the Ja Morant injury. Now, here's the thing: Memphis, y'all know, is 20-5 without Ja this season. I do understand that the playoffs is a lot different from the regular season, but if I'm Memphis, I'm looking at it like we got to get one win. If Ja can't go, we got to be able to get one win. That's all we need to do is get one win, and from there on, we'll take it from there. Now, Memphis, of course, you guys know plays hard. They definitely play hard. They're not going to quit. They have a never die attitude. Um, and this would be one of those games if you want your season to continue. Because if you don't get game 4 tomorrow, you're gonna go home either in 5 or 6. It's not gonna go 7 games. You're already pretty much vulnerable to losing the series. So if you guys want this, have a chance, y'all gotta win tomorrow. Because if you lose, you have to win 3 games straight, which is gonna be hard. And I just don't think Memphis has the fortitude to do that. So that's kind of the backdrop, which is going on with Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. He's out for game 4 tomorrow, most likely. And Memphis is in some trouble. So they're gonna have to dig deep and try to, figure a way out to come out this hole. So let's talk about the other story that was, brought up with Jordan Poole. Um, Jordan Poole, the guard of the Golden State Warriors. There was a play, y'all can go back and watch. There's a play that Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins trapped Ja Morant at the half court line. One was on the left side, one was on the right side. And Poole basically, as he was trapping Ja, he pushed him in the midsection and pulled his right leg outwards and pushed his midsection inwards. So I had to watch that replay over and over to see what exactly was going on. Was he going for the ball? Was he going for his knee? Why did he have his hand in the midsection? Why did he have his hand? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I have to look at. Reading comments of different people, from Warrior fans to Grizzly fans to casual fans, um, it basically highlighted a lot that I need to know before I get on this video. So here's the thing. When you play basketball, first of all, I told you I play ball, all levels, high school, college, overseas, semi-pro. So, certain things that happen in the game, you can only know if you're actually in the game, if you know what I mean. So there'll be times I've been playing where a player, either pushes my elbow, pushes my funny bone after a shot, tries to, tap my hip, tries to do anything they can, tap my leg to get me off balance and get me off focus. That's just tricks of the trade of the game. Those are little things that you can do to get yourself an advantage for your team. That's nothing new. I've seen it all through all levels. Guys, tap a player's leg or grab a player's arm. Um, that's not the thing. Jordan Poole's hand on the leg is not the problem for me. The thing that was weird is how he pushed his midsection in and then he pulled his leg back. That's what makes me scratch my head, because that in those directions that you pulling and pushing, that's what you're asking for, to tweak somebody's knee. That's, you're putting yourself out there that you kind of you're subconsciously doing some funny stuff, some funny business. So I have to look at Jordan Poole with a side eye, because it's like, man, that was just, you put too much force on his hip, and then you kind of yanked his knee a little bit backwards. So I didn't like seeing that. So I can kind of see why people be questioning, what were you doing? Like, why would you? What? It was more than you just going for the ball. Like, you put your hand on his hip, you pushed in his hip, and then you pulled back his knee. That can't happen. So, some of the players and coaches' reactions, on both sides, I listened to pretty much, um, both the Grizzlies and the Warriors. So after that play, um, when John Morant walks to the back room, I guess after the game, he tweeted and said, dirty play or broke the code. Y'all know what that pretty much alludes to. Steve Kerr saying that Dylan Brooks broke the code when he whacked Gary Payton third on the back of his head, causing him to break his arm or whatever, break his arm or whatever, put in the sling. So that's where that broke the code came from. Now, it kind of it's funny, but it's also not. It's like you trying to be funny, but you also know you trying to get your point across. Then Ja was really crazy that he actually deleted that tweet. So here's my whole thing with that. I think first of all we got to keep things in context. I found out later that Ja Morant didn't even injure his leg on that play. He injured his leg when he ran out and tried to close out on Klay Thompson for a 3-point shot. Klay Thompson pump fakes, and then Ja jumps into Klay Thompson's elbow, and that's when you saw him limping. So that's number one. Ja didn't even hurt his leg on that play with Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins. So, but the masses or the story around the campfire is that this exactly Bookie that's when he got injured trying to contest Klay. So it's funny to me that guys would try to, he would try to put out there broke the code. I thought that was a very immature mistake to say because you're putting it out there that Jordan Poole did something to hurt your knee when in reality you got hurt plays before that. So I think he was kind of frustrated. They're getting beat bad. And I also feel like that, you guys know a team or a player that knows that you can't beat this team. Like Memphis can't beat this team in 4 games, man. Ja knows it's all written on his face. He had a little bit of a hot stretch, to start the game, but they put that boxing one defense on him, and he was nullified on the defensive end. And then you go back and you say something like, "Oh, Jordan Poole broke the code," and then you delete the tweet. I mean, that kind of tells me all I need to know that you were out there trying to you mistakenly made a mistake and try to put Jordan Poole in the fire. These kids wouldn't survive back in the day. I promise you. A lot of these, you know what, Jordan, that's a good point. A lot of these players, man, would not play with the injuries that they played back in the day. Because for them to say Ja is possibly out for game 4, I mean, if this was back in the old days when you had a lead, you're down 2-1 in a series, and you have to play a desperation 4th game, I'll guarantee you more than 90% of players would have played. They was attacking Ja on defense. Exactly. And that was analysis. Bookie, stop taking my analysis, man. They were attacking Ja, making him work on the defensive end, which is what they weren't doing the first 2 games. That's what made Ja a little bit overwhelmed. And I also feel like the outside shooting and ball movement overwhelmed the Memphis Grizzlies to the point they couldn't compete. And I already told y'all, Golden State was playing down to Memphis's level, missing shots, turning the ball over, just countless dumb mistakes that veteran teams do not make. Golden State was playing down to the level, but when you saw what they did yesterday, you saw Golden State pretty much chomp down on the Memphis Grizzlies. But let me get back to the point. There were some players talking about what happened, and I'm going to go to a few of them. Coach Jenkins of the Memphis Grizzlies kind of put fuel to the fire. He basically said that the play Jordan Poole purposely grabbed Ja's leg and tried to, make it seem like that was the reason why that Ja hurt his leg. And I think subconsciously he was trying to make it where he's going to put some pressure on the NBA office to, possibly suspend Jordan Poole for a game. That was my analysis of his interview. Because it's the same thing Steve Kerr did. He put pressure on the NBA to suspend Dylan Brooks, and that's exactly what happened. So you're going to do everything that you can to get your team with the edge. Kobe would have played no matter what. Yeah, Kobe would have played through anything. you have to pretty much shoot Kobe Bryant in a body part for him not to play. But Coach Jenkins of the Grizzlies, I think, was trying to get Jordan Poole suspended. I don't know if that's going to happen, but with Ja's injury, but we'll see. Um, Jaren Jackson, their forward, he basically said that it's unfortunate what happened. No one's playing dirty. We're gonna ride for our team, but it sounded like Jordan Jackson was neutral about it. He didn't say Jordan Poole had any ill intents. He basically said nobody's out here playing dirty, and that was his response. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else from Memphis that says something. Ja Morant didn't speak. He actually left the arena. He didn't speak to media. So as far as Golden State, Steph and Clay basically had, Jordan Poole's back saying that's all BS, that, nobody's trying to hurt nobody. We play the game the right way, blase. And, none of that stuff really would amount to, what Dylan Brooks did. That's what Steph and Clay put on a very, they basically they nipped that in the butt. Any type of allegations whatsoever was thrown out with the Golden State Warriors and Steph and Clay. Draymond had a pretty more brash approach, saying that, everybody calls us a soft team, that we're just a jump shooting team. And they call Memphis a physical team. So all in all, what he was saying is you got to be able to match. If we match your physicality with their physicality, there shouldn't be no crying about it. That was a Draymond Green response right there. Like, don't tell us that we're playing dirty, but yet you've been calling us just nothing but a jump shooting team that's not physical whatsoever, but we show physicality, all of a sudden we're dirty. So that, to me, Draymond just basically said, we're not even going for that. It was the coach's fault. Why was Ja in the game when they were down near 30? You can say that, Bookie. That's a good point. These cats nowadays wait for the ref to save them. Shaking my head, new basketball is trash now. I would say certain aspects of basketball is trash now, Jordan, but I enjoy the skills, and I enjoy the creativity of the game. It's a new day. I mean, certain things back in the day, I like some certain things I didn't like. I didn't like, for instance, the low scoring games. I didn't like certain guys getting clotheslined in the air, going for a dunk or a layup. I don't think that's basketball. I think that's rugby, football, wrestling, all mixed in one. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do all that, go play one of those sports. But you're right. There's certain things today that I don't like. No hand checking, no physical play, too many technical fouls called. I get a bad taste in my mouth about that. So all in all, I'm gonna open the lines up in a minute, but if you ask me, I think Ja was, frustrated that they were getting beat. For the most part, he tried to find a way to somewhat take the onus off himself, because, again, you didn't get hurt on that play, bro. You didn't get hurt when Jordan Poole hit your leg. You didn't get hurt when he pushed you. You didn't get hurt at that play, period. You got hurt when Klay Thompson, you try to close out on the 3-point shot, you hit his elbow with your knee. So you go onto Twitter and say, broke the code. So that kind of gives me a little bit of some sore loser vibes right there, that you didn't want to give him no credit, but you want to, try to look for an excuse. Draymond be on LeBron nuts all the time. I get that's your boy, but come on. Yeah. I hope Ja doesn't become like D Rose. I don't think he will, Bookie, because of the type of medicine and doctors now available and training to prolong that. It's not like 10 years ago when medicine wasn't as prolific as it is now. Of course, you're part of the modern era, but they got so many advancements now. Like, you shouldn't even get injured. Training should change. Like, if his bones, is very vulnerable, his muscles and stuff like that, he needs to, up his training, put some more muscle on. I've been saying that all year. Draw needs to put about 10 to 15 pounds of muscle going into next season. Salute soccer updates. But let's go and get open these lines up, man. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat, and we gonna get it going. Going to put the link in the chat. All right. Anybody want to come up in here? Let me know. We can talk through some more ball about this injury, about this situation. Just click on the link and we gonna get it going. I think Memphis needs a wing that can score at 3 levels because I'm sold on Dylan Brooks. Uh, I think they need more development than anything because I hear what you're saying, Bookie, but they only if you look at they core, you got Giles 22 going on 23. Dylan Brooks he is 25 going on 26. Um, Desmond Bain I think is 22. Jaren Jackson's 22. Zaire Williams is 21. Like most of those guys are already young enough to where they can develop. They don't really need to break nothing up. They just gotta get better. Like Desmond Bain could become a 3-tier scorer if he works on his handles. Zaire Williams, he's a good athlete. Jaren Jackson has upside. Dylan Brooks is, a vital piece to their team. They got the pieces where they at now. Memphis is playing out without Ja. Let's see what they do without Ja in the playoffs. Well, soccer updates. Here's the thing about that. Um, I said the same thing too, but against this Warrior team, they're gonna be looking for blood. These next, excuse me, they're gonna be looking for blood these next few games, man. They're gonna be looking to put these guys out. They're not gonna be looking for no mercy. And my whole thing is if if the Warriors if they have a 50, 45, 50% shooting night, that's gonna be a 15, 20 point game victory. No questions asked. Nobody want to jump in? Nobody want to jump in the chat? Let's see. Let's see. What y'all think of the Dallas Phoenix series right now? Dallas just tied it up 2-2. What y'all think of that series? What y'all think of the series between Phoenix and Dallas? What y'all think? I can't believe Chris Paul only had 5 points and fouled out. See, that's why they're losing these games. That's why they lost the last 2 games in Dallas because Chris Paul been playing subpar. One thing I've noticed about Phoenix is they usually win when Chris Paul is leading the charge. Not to say Devin Booker can't do it, but when Chris Paul is leading the charge and has his unbelievable performances in the fourth quarter, that's when they tend to win these games. But when Chris Paul is pretty much nullified for whatever reason, they lose. So they better win Game 5 because if they go back to Dallas in Game 6, I don't think they're going to win that game. I think because Dallas already has momentum going into Game 6, and I think they feel confident they can beat this team. So you got momentum on the Mavs side where they feeling pretty good right now, going back to Phoenix. The Suns better quit. What's up, Bubba?
What's up, BJ?
Man, chilling. What's good with you, dog? What you got on the whole John Morant thing?
I mean, it's a sad situation. Like in a moment like this, you don't want to see any player injured. Because that's when the excuses started. Oh, this player was injured. That's why we lost the game. That player was injured. That's why we lost the game. But if Josh's not gonna play, I would say Desmond Bain has to step up. I've been on Desmond Bain for a while, but he has to step up because they need a lot of scoring, and they have to limit Golden State. They can't let Stephen Clay go off and let Jordan Poole come off the bench and give them damn near 30. Like that's not good. Like you either force the role players to beat you or you let Stephen Clay beat you. And Stephen Clay can shoot the ball. But I feel like Memphis, I mean, I know Golden State's gonna win, but I feel like Memphis, it's not gonna be a 15, 20 point game like you said. I feel like Memphis they're gonna fight. They're gonna show their dog mentality in the next game. And as far as the Phoenix game, the series, right now, Dallas has a lot of momentum, and Phoenix they better win because all the pressure is on them. Because if they lose that game, it's over. And I think their strategy should be attack Luka Doncic every time and let him play defense. Because if he's doing much on the defensive end, he can't really produce. If he's using all his energy on the defensive end, he can't really produce. And we all know that if Luka's not scoring, the whole team they kind of relax. We saw Jalen Brunson have a good series without Luka Doncic, but when Luka came back, he's averaging about 11 points per game, and his scoring went so low. So I think that should be their game plan.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: do you think the injury pertains to Ja? Do you think that Jordan Poole was that a dirty play or was that a basketball play, or what do you feel about that whole situation?
So I didn't really watch the game, but I saw clips of it. It was like Jordan Poole was going for the ball, and he kind of grabbed his knee. So I don't really think. I mean, maybe his injury that kind of like started it, but I don't think that's the main thing. Because when he got injured, you said he was closing out. He was trying to contest the Klay Thompson 3-pointer.
Yeah, that's when he got hurt. He tried to jump. Klay Thompson he pump faked on a three. He ran to his knee, and that's when you saw the visible limp. It wasn't even on the play that Jordan Poole
Jordan
even
Poole.
grabbed his knee. And my thing is, even when playing, bro, like if you a player and you understand when there's always stuff like that where you grab a player's ankle or tap their knee or something, like it's just little tricks of the trade when it
Right.
comes to basketball plays that players do all the time.
Right.
But that wasn't my problem. The problem is when Poole pushed Ja's midsection and then pulled his knee out. That's what kind of I was like, okay, what was that? And I could see other people, saying, okay, that's questionable right there. But my counter to that is the Warriors are already beating up on the Grizzlies anyway.
Right.
So what would it do to try to get Ja out the game at that moment? Why would Jordan Poole somewhat try to get an advantage by hurting Ja Morant when they're already beating the hell out of them anyway?
Exactly. I
I don't have
mean,
I don't have to put you out the game. We're already beating you with you in the game.
right. You was down by 15, 20 points.
Yeah, you was down by 20. You guys lost by 30. I was more upset with Ja because Ja was saying after, towards the game saying, broke the code. And I'm just like, bro, that's kind of some sore loser stuff. Like you being a sore loser, you saying that somebody hurt you when you know good and well you got hurt on the closeout play with Klay Thompson.
Right.
That's when you got hurt. But go
Right.
ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Nah, you good. You good.
So you got Phoenix winning the you got Phoenix or Dallas winning game five. What you got?
Who got home court? Dallas?
Nah,
No, it's
Phoenix got
Phoenix.
yeah,
So yeah,
Phoenix got home court.
I'm gonna go Dallas. I'm gonna
You
go
got
Dallas.
Dallas.
Cause I seen Luca. I seen Luca play against my Clippers, and bro, he goes off in game fives. I remember against us last year, he dropped damn near 42, 43 points. I mean, even though he took 37 shots, he goes off in games like this to try to get the upper hand. And I feel like it's gonna be close. It's not gonna be like a 10, 15 point lead. Like it's gonna be very close. That's what I
Yeah,
feel.
from what I've seen today, number one, Chris Paul got to play better, which
Right, right, right,
I think he will. I think he will in Game Five when he's at home, and they got to spread the points around, and they got to be able to nullify Luka. Everything they did those first two games at home, they got to replicate that on the road, or else they're gonna be going to Dallas down 3-2, and I don't think they're gonna be able to, counteract that.
right.
So, so what you think? Do you think the Bucks are gonna win or the Celtics tonight? Who you got tonight, or the Sixers or the Heat?
Damn, that's. I mean, I'm from Philly, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Heat. I'm gonna go with the Heat because they got some rough dogs on that team. That Jimmy Butler's hungry. He's gonna do whatever it takes to try to get this dub and try to go back home up 3-1. If Embiid plays, Sixers have a chance, but James Harden need to step up because like, come on, bro, like you can't. Your game cannot just fall off just like that because we don't need a 19 and 10 James Harden. We need a 25 and 10 James Harden, but it's like he want to step. He's trying to step down so he can give the keys to Tyrese Maxey, which I feel is cool because that kid can play. But I feel like
Mhm.
James Harden has more playoff experience than him. So James Harden, you've been in this situation before. You know what it takes to go deep in the playoffs. Tyrese Maxey doesn't. So you should kind of like. I mean, you can show him open looks at the basket, but you should try and get yours. You should try to be aggressive, not always try to pass first. I know Joel Embiid is going to be aggressive. Maxey's going to be aggressive, but I want you to be aggressive as well because Jimmy Butler is going to be aggressive. Bam Adebayo is going to be aggressive. Tyler Hero off the bench is going to be aggressive. So I need to see that, and I hope Danny Green also I hope his 3-pointers fall because I think the game before he had like 3 points.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had 3 points.
Danny Green had probably the best shooting night of anybody.
Right. So I hope he knocks down 3 point. If we're getting they're getting open looks, but the shots are just not falling. So if they can get shots to fall, they could have a chance. So that's what I think about that. And the Milwaukee game, man, I said this. Giannis did what Kevin Durant was not able to do in 4 chances. So all those doubting Giannis, I don't know what more you need to see. I mean, of course, he doesn't have quote unquote skill that everybody, tries to, because of that, they try to look down on him because he doesn't pull up. Maybe he doesn't. I mean, he has a mid range game. He's been working on the mid range game, but I feel like they're gonna win in game 4 because they have momentum now. And if Giannis is able to win this series without Chris Middleton, I'm really waiting to hear what Skip Bayless is gonna say because that
Well,
man don't lie.
well, here's the thing. I gotta go on that Heat 76er prediction.
Sure.
I got the Heat in 6, but here's the thing about this series. Joel Embiid showed me something in Game 3 where he came back from that, orbital fracture, as well as that concussion, all that may have you. So
Right.
he uplifted Philadelphia. Now he will be the best player on the court
Of
if they
course.
play each other. So it's going to take him having a great performance to offside the Miami Heat's depth, because Miami is the deeper team. But if you got the best player on the court, then you have a puncher's chance to win that game, let alone that series.
Right.
So if I gotta pick the Heat in six, but I would not be surprised if Philadelphia does, take this series. But I think Miami's be the safe pick. As far as the Giannis take, man, I already have him as the best player in the league. Like, you got to ask yourself, who really could you put over
Ahead of
him?
him. Right.
You can't put KD over him because what he did. You
He got
can't
swept.
put
Yep.
he got swept. He played like trash. KD, I'm not putting Kawhi my favorite player, but I can't put him over because he ain't played.
He hasn't played right.
I can't put Steph Curry because I ain't put him over Giannis. I'm not putting Joel Embiid or Jokic over Giannis. I'm not putting Luka Doncic or Jason Tatum. I can't do it. You gotta
Well,
give the
wait.
good.
What would you say to people that say, "Oh, Joel Embiid is better than Giannis"?
I would say, okay, I think Joel can be the best player in the league. I sincerely do,
Hmm.
but I gotta see some hardware. I gotta see a championship.
Right, because he hasn't been to the Eastern Conference Finals in his career yet.
Yeah, he ain't even been outside the second round. So
Right.
Giannis, just him winning the championship and him, you know, doing what he's doing with Milwaukee right now without Chris Middleton. I mean, at this point, you have to give it to Giannis Antetokounmpo. And look, I get it. Certain people don't, respect him because he ain't got, this magical skills, or,
Right.
and let's just be honest, he's not American born. So
Yeah, that's what I think the whole problem is, because he wasn't born in the United States, so they just don't want to give him his credit. But come
yeah,
on.
man. If you look at a lot of these top players, man, from Joel to Giannis to Luka to Jokic, like, these guys are overseas, dudes. These are not dudes from the American, you know,
Right.
these are guys from different countries. So the sport is growing globally. So that's actually a good thing, because you want more global, then that's gonna be more money.
Right. Right.
So if you don't support, overseas athletes coming and playing basketball, and not growing the revenue and growing the sport, then you doing a disservice to the game.
Yeah.
But last minute, what else you got? Any other last minute things you want to say, bro? Did you get a chance to check out that interview?
With the Clippers coach?
Yeah.
No, when I get home, I'll watch it. I went somewhere, so just got home.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
So,
I'm soccer updates.
oh yeah, you soccer updates. Oh, shout out, bro.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
are you in Philly right now?
Yeah. I'm in Philly. I'm from Philly, bro.
Okay, yeah, I'm an Eagle fan myself, so
Oh, respect, bro.
I'm a big Eagle fan.
You don't like the Rams?
Nah, I don't. They all right, they okay, but I've always been an Eagle fan since McNabb and To.
Okay.
I've always been an Eagle fan.
Bro, I got this question for you. I was watching Ticket TV, and he
Mhm.
said that Steph Curry has. Uh, he said literally his whole argument was that Steph Curry was better than Kevin Durant. What's your take on that?
Uh, well, first off, KD is the better overall player, but when he says Steph is better, I think he means he's had a better career.
Career.
He's been he's more accomplished. That's what I think he's talking about. As far as who's a better player, we all know, even when he was on the Golden State Warriors together, KD was the overall better player.
Best player, yeah.
Steph was the, more impactful player. But if you was to pick the guy individually, you gonna pick KD. over Steph. So
Right.
I get his point when he says KD is or Steph's over KD, but I think he's just talking um, more so just career and hardware and all that stuff. So I get what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But um, I'm going to hop off here though, bro. Man, hey, be back here every night. I'm back here tomorrow, so you want to jump in? Let me know.
Sure. Anytime, bro.
All right, bro. Love.
Peace.
All right, man. Shout out to Soccer Updates for coming in, man. Shout out to Philly. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all always welcome to come in. Chat up with your boy, man. I always enjoy talking basketball with y'all. So respect to y'all. All the support and love. Continue to share the podcast to anybody who's a basketball junkie. Um, with that being said, man, continue to follow us on all social media platforms: YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Twitter, TikTok. Like, share, subscribe, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull it live. Peace. Out here like swimwear.